Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6, the How to Beat King difficulty. Now, again, we've made a lot of mistakes since the last game, or since the last episode, but we're doing just fine. We've already killed one city from Greece, and we're pushing into Athens, and soon afterwards we'll be going for Egypt. As you can see, we haven't even really done anything like aggressive settling or anything like that. We settled one city. We haven't tried to settle many cities. We're just literally building units and throwing them at the enemy to kind of show how, like, yeah, not that it's brainless, but it's really not difficult to kill the AI. Okay, probably in Ephesus, we're going to want to work on certain things, and I think probably the first thing we're going to work on is repairing the monument because it's already invested into that, so we may as well fix that. We're going to want to sit on this to prevent him from settling a religion. We're going to start moving our we're going to want to heal up our units here. So I'm going to move you to here and rest. Rest all these units just to heal them up. Take a few turns to get healed. Perfectly reasonable to start moving in with this guy. Get a hit off on the city. Start, you know, chipping away at it. Chipping away at it. See if we can get this guy out of here. This is really scary. Oh, well, I guess the scout is dead now. That's no big deal. He did his job. He got scouting information. He found me a couple of people to kill. You know, there's no worries there. I have an archer who needs to rest next turn. You can hit that city one more time before you have to retreat and heal. Like slowly chipping away. I want you to stay on that to prevent him from settling religion. Nope. Not interested. I want to kill you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Progress towards military training has advanced considerably. We're about to pick up political philosophy. I think some people are, yeah, they're quite a bit ahead of us in terms of those things, but, you know, I'm not too worried about that. This guy's going to want to pull back to heal. We're going to want to move in with these units. Alright, Pella just finished the encampment. We're going to want to build the Basilikoi Paides. You're going to stay there. Next turn. Keep on hitting the city. Chip away at it while we work on it. Move the archer over there. Move this guy over here. One more turn and then you're ready to move. We have a trader over here. We're going to be trading with Pella. The city is starting to get up to a nice speed. I would like you to grow to... Once it grows to this tile, I'll purchase that. I don't want to purchase both. And then we'll build the encampment here. So I think it's perfectly reasonable here to go for a builder. Also, because you're going to grow to here in a certain amount of turns. We could drop one farm just to supply you with some good food. I want you to stay on that tile to prevent this great prophet from doing any shenanigans. This guy took a hit, but he's got an upgrade. Political philosophy, so it's time for us to change what our government is. And I think we will be going for the oligarchy. Because it's plus melee land units for 4 combat strength, and it also gives 20% experience. Now, autocracy, there is an argument to be made for that. The wonder production is wasted though. So we're going to go for oligarchy, and we're going to use our wildcard slot as a whatever slot. Okay, +1 production in all cities is exactly what we want to be doing. We want to take the first envoy. We want to take +2 influence points per turn towards earning city-state envoys. This is a pretty good setup here. I don't think we're building any units in our city right now. So we could probably do something else, like take a little bit of production for builders while we're building, you know, building a builder over here, get it done a little bit quicker. And then once this is finished and we have, ooh, that's not what I meant to do. We're going for military training because we want the veterancy policy for building encampment districts. And not only that, but we're going to want to pick up some of these great generals from the classical era. Particularly using the military tradition wildcard here. Strategos, yeah, that one. So our gold income has increased because we clicked on the reduced income. And we're not building any military units right now, so I don't need anything else. We're not fighting barbarians, so I don't need that card. So that's why I made those decisions. This archer is here, so he can get ready to shoot. I'm going to cycle this guy around one tile, and then he's going to hit the city. Move this guy around one tile, and then hit the city. You just upgraded, so you're going to sit still for a moment. I have my scout still blocking this holy site next turn. Looks like he's ready to make peace. Actually, something that's going to be important here is I am going to want to kill this to take the settler. So I'm going to move both my archers into position to shoot here. And then I'm going to capture that settler with my chariot. Which is, you know, what we want. We're going to keep hitting the city again. You're ready to upgrade. I think we'll take the barding. I think we'll hit once and then we'll take barding. And then similarly we'll hit again. We're about to take the city over. So some good stuff all around. Like we recovered. We made some mistakes, but we kind of recovered from beating the AI. Now, Ephesus, you are occupied, and some things to talk about occupied cities. So Persia, the last game we played, where we played on Prince difficulty, they don't suffer the occupation penalty. So, however, Alexander and pretty much every other civilization in the game does. So the occupation penalty is a penalty applied to your city that you've conquered from another player without demanding it in a peace deal. So even though I have Ephesus right now, okay, it's still not my city. It doesn't like de jure belong to me. If I go to Pericles now and I make a deal, one of the things I can ask him for is to cede his claim over Ephesus to me. Or I can return the city to him in exchange for something else, you know? So, what... And so technically I don't own the city and Pericles wants to give it back to me. Or Pericles wants me to give it back. But I'm not going to give it back, I'm just going to keep it. And just for the sake of explanation, some things about the city. When it's occupied, it produces half of everything except for food. So if we look over here at... Oh, it's... well, it's half production, but if we look here at the culture, for example, we have actually a fairly decent culture income here, but there's a minus 75% malus from the occupation because the city is occupied. I don't actually own the city. I'm just sort of... I've taken it, but I haven't claimed it. Whereas if we look at the food bonus, even though, you know, it's working a perfectly reasonable amount of food, it doesn't actually... God damn it, phone. It doesn't actually, God damn it, phone. God damn it, my train of thought has been thrown off now. It can't grow. It says it here, occupied, no growth. So the city can't grow, even though it doesn't get a malus to food. It also gets a minus 50% penalty to production, so it produces really slowly, and it gets a 75% reduction to all other yields. So, an occupied city is really not very good. It's really not very good at all. And generally speaking, you want to kind of stop them being occupied by either giving them back or taking them, you know, through the trade deal. So what we're going to do with Ephesus is probably work on an encampment. I think it might be a good idea here. Yeah, we're going to work on... Is there like a cheap unit? I want to pick up a scout here because I want to look for other players. I haven't quite managed to find everyone. I'm pretty close to killing this guy, so I'm going to keep that scout there one more turn. I wonder what happens to his Great Prophet. Do I capture it? Does it just die? I want to move these rangers up. Archers are very important to get levels on, so I'm going to hit the city with them first. And then with this warrior, I also want to level up the warrior. So, I just killed Pericles. And I got a bunch of these things, whatever you call them, Eurekas and bonuses and stuff like that because of it, because I killed them. So now that we've completely killed off Pericles, if we look here, Ephesus is no longer suffering from the occupied penalty. So that's one way to get rid of it. You can either trade them or completely kill the enemy. So the cavalry, I'm going to take the barding because I like my units being tough against ranged attacks. Because ranged attacks are very common. Now where I want to settle this guy, probably want to settle him up towards Thebes. Right there is probably a perfectly reasonable place to put this settler. So the good thing now is, since we have killed our good friend Pericles, we have the science and culture income that he had. So we've essentially just expanded our base. You know, like our science per turn now, even though we're 3 technologies behind Cleopatra, our science per turn is actually, you know, slightly higher. And similarly, even though since we've now killed him, our culture per turn is recovering. So, you know, killing people is a way to get other yields. Now, the bad thing is, because we pillaged the holy site, it needs some repairs, which is, you know, no bueno. There's someone else going for a great profit, which is really annoying, so I am going to repair this. And I think it's probably about time that I considered purchasing the shrine over here. This scout can now go look for more players to kill next turn. Greetings, we found, it's an honor to meet you. We found the English Empire. We're going to head up to Egypt here pretty soon. We're going to rest all these units to make sure they are fully healed before we push on them. We're also going to want new units. We're also going to want to upgrade our warrior to the high paspist. We've almost finished the basilikoi. We almost have an envoy to send with Carthage. We're going to be using Carthage pretty heavily for the production and encampment districts. Builder should be coming out here soon. So once this builder comes out in Games and Recreation, we're going to be switching over to unit production once again. High paspist. Excellent. So we can now actually purchase upgrade this guy to the high paspist, which is a really good attacking city unit. And it's already pretty leveled up and all that good stuff. Okay. So we just unlocked the high paspist, so it's probably a good time to pick up the Heterion. We're going to settle here in Dion. We'll work on a monument. Getting the early monument in a city is nice because it just claims more tiles and the city can grow and get more yields, all that good stuff. It's my personal build order preference is to go for an early monument in a city. Okay. We have our Harry chariots. We're going to want to... Man, I was really hoping to get that religion, but it looks like I've just been really unlucky. Well, I say unlucky. Let's not beat around the bush. I fucked up. They want open borders. I'm not interested in open borders. We're settling too close. Ignore this request. A little bit upset with me. We are going to kill Egypt fairly soon. Choose production over here in... Okay, so we finished the builder. So if we look here, we are working these 2 really high growth tiles. So it's perfectly reasonable to drop a farm on one of them. That should speed up the rate the city grows, at least long term. We want to work on an encampment, but I can't because it hasn't grown to this tile, and I don't want to purchase 2 tiles. So we're going to work on a commercial hub instead, and we will stick it right here. We're going to start getting our units in position to attack Thebes into Rakadeth. We will also take over Shadeth just because I want more cities for more culture and stuff like that. And I want to just completely kill Cleopatra just because. So even though I was really far away and it's only king difficulty, I was still able to kill him. Okay, so we just unlocked Games and Recreation. We're not going to be using the Insulae. We are going to be getting rid of the 30% production towards builders. We're going to be slotting this down here, and we're going to be picking up the 50% production towards ancient and classical era melee and ranged units, because we're going to be building more of those soon. In fact, right now, we're going to be building more. I would like at least 2 more archers and another, at least few of these high paspists. So the good thing now is because we're playing Alexander, the basilikoi, whatever we call it, thing that we built, it actually gives us science from building units. So we don't actually have to worry about making campuses, we can just spam units out and build commercial hubs to fund our army. Looks like we found Kabul. And what is the mission for Kabul? Is construct a theater square. That's something we can definitely pull off. I would like that for that envoy. The big thing is to actually send a trade route to Carthage, in my opinion. So I've got my 3 chariots in position to be ready to push. I would like some more units over here. So I'm going to wait a little bit until these 2 units make it up. So how many turns until we get there? Why don't you head up to there and wait a turn? A player has been defeated. New city state quest next turn.
A man on a horse is
Horseback riding. So we just unlocked the Heterioi, which is the unique unit for this civilization, or at least one of the unique units, and we will be building that at some point. Probably fairly soon. I think it's, yeah, when we unlock this military tradition, we'll start building them. Okay, so we just unlocked the horseback riding. So we need to start considering what's our next steps. And I think the next steps for us is to actually pick up I would like to pick up a battering ram, I would like to pick up a catapult, and I would like to pick up a siege tower. Well, the question is, do I go for the battering ram or the siege tower? Immediately assault the city. Full damage to a city's walls. Actually, I forgot what the support bonus is in the game. I talked about it. No, forget it. Let's go for siege. Let's go for the catapult, and then we'll go for siege towers into crossbowmen. I still feel like the technology in this game moves too quickly compared to the production. That's something I would like to see changed. It feels like I never have time to actually use my units. Over here, I would like to build another encampment. I would really like to actually build a theater square to get the Kabul thing. So in Ephesus, I could build more units, and I think I'll build a couple spearmen over here. Just to, you know, get it caught up a little bit and have extra units. The spearmen, they're not amazing, but they can hold tiles, they can fight cavalry. Looks like we found the other English city. We're going to hold these guys off until this guy's ready to move. Next turn.
bravery.
Military tradition, maneuver, military. So, I think I kind of have to keep this slotted in, which means it's probably time to switch to Autocracy. Now, I do lose the +4 combat strength, but I gain the ability to take more of these wildcard policy things. I lose the envoy thing, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to take the +2 Great General points, because I would really like a Great General. If we look over here, the next one is in the medieval era. Wow. I regret my decision. Unless I just picked up a Great General. If that just happened, I don't regret my decision. So it's safe to say something I had forgotten about higher difficulty levels. Unless you go straight for a great person, unless you work really hard on getting the great person, you're not going to get it. You have to invest time and energy into that great person, and then similarly, you have to use that great person to get value. Okay, so we just finished an archer here. I would like to probably get a couple of these Heterioi. I forgot to switch my card here though to cavalry units. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build maybe a couple of these high pacifists. Unit needs orders. Keep exploring here. Nice one. Looks like we found their main city. Looks like they built a harbor, which is like the Royal Naval Dockyard. We're just about ready to attack Thebes. One more turn of waiting, and then we'll move out. Right, this scout can probably be put on auto explore just to clean up things, because it's kind of taken up my brain space on my list of things to do. I'm going to wait one more turn here because I know this city's grown to that tile, and we'll pick that up. And then it should grow here, and then I'll get that encampment going. Next turn. The commercial hub here will be really nice to get us more gold so we can purchase, upgrade our units, and have more units on the field. I could be killing these settlers and stealing them, but it's not worth my effort for what I'm doing, because it, you know, general principles. Oh, these guys should actually be moving. So we're going to attack Egypt now. So we're going to declare a surprise war. We're going to want to be fairly conservative, because we don't know how many units Egypt has. So we're going to spread these guys out. We're going to slowly move up with our archers. So it looks like Thebes was fairly undefended, so I feel pretty confident in moving up. And if you see these unique districts, it's actually perfectly reasonable to pillage them because they disappear when you conquer the city. Okay, I dropped a mine on this tile. That gives us a boost towards apprenticeship, which is really nice. Which is the technology required to build industrial zones. So it looks like this city is starting to come along a little bit. If I do this, shaves a turn off that district. So what tiles are you working? You're still working this guy over here. You don't need more food right now. Although if I did build a second farm, that would actually give you another housing, which would let you grow a little bit quicker. I'm going to bring this archer. I'm going to kind of long move the archer over to Dion. It's going to take a while for my units to get over here. I need more trade routes to build roads and stuff like that. You have nothing to do with your administration. You are hereby denounced. Okay. Looks like I could steal a settler over here. Something perfectly reasonable that I could do. I think I will pillage here to steal the faith. And we're not too far away from getting a great profit. Yeah, we have the city completely surrounded now. Moving up our archers to start hitting it. We've got our hippie. We've got our hippie coming up. I'm just going to call these hippies because I have no interest in trying to pronounce whatever that name is. I don't know how to, like, how do you even say it? Is hippaspist? Like, those letters don't usually go together in the English language in that order and in that form. So I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce it. It's probably a Greek word. It's almost certainly a Greek word. Funny enough, Cleopatra was a Greek royal. Was of a Greek family. We're going to keep Thebes because it's worth. The reason we're keeping these cities, by the way, is because they're worth culture, they're worth science, they're worth gold. So you keep these cities and then use them to fund your army. You can raise them if you don't want to just like manage them. Let's get in here. Like Egypt doesn't even have an army. Like look how compare this to this. Look how easy this is. I'm basically waltzing in and killing him. You should have no difficulty killing on king. I think I really do need to build a shrine here though. So that I don't get passed out for the great profit here. I am repairing over here. I would prefer not to do that, but I kind of have to. I'm going to build a monument here to, well... Yeah, I'm going to build a monument here because I think a monument is just like the baseline of what a city should have. I should send you on a long walk over to Dion. Unit needs orders. I'm going to build a second farm here, and that should actually allow this city, if I refresh this, yeah, it'll grow a little bit quicker, get a little bit bigger. I think I would really like to shake things up in a game soon, playing like the Congo as going as tall as possible. I might do something like that. We just did raid military encampment districts. So we actually aren't building any encampment districts right now, so we don't need to slot in that tech. But what we will do is we will switch out the production towards light cavalry. Because we're going to be building like or just cavalry in general. Choose civic. So we are probably makes sense now. It's probably far too late to go down the religion route. I think that was something I maybe should have committed to if I was going to go that route, to go for like a mid-game purchasing strategy. And it probably could have been really interesting if I did that. But I think it's probably better off that I went for more of a sort of traditional exploration route. I think had I gone down the religious route, it's so... The problem is on higher difficulty levels, and this is only king, but on higher difficulty levels, it's so situational dependent for going for a religion that you have to really commit to it. And I guess I just wasn't interested in committing to it. So if we have a look here at this, we could probably pick up envoys here, and that might be reasonable actually, because if we look over at Kabul or Carthage, for example, we have a full full complement. So we now have the extra +2 production towards that. I probably could have picked up some other stuff, like I could have picked up Kabul and Zanzibar. But it is what it is. I did what I did. And now I have a city-state on my side. So, what's our next tech here? And probably the thing to unlock here is feudalism is generally speaking a really good sort of way to go because it unlocks the production bonuses towards the next tier of units. Feudalism into mercenaries is usually like the thing to do. I could go straight mercenaries, which is feudalism into mercenaries. I would really like that 50% discount on unit upgrades. It's a really nice thing. And then just go straight for I think actually I would really like Divine Right. Merchant Republic is just so nice. So we'll go mercenaries into Merchant Republic. Yeah, this stuff really nice. Meritocracy is usually really important for a Civ City game, but we're going for a murder game, so we'll just go straight for the exploration thing. I'm gonna look around for a city settle location because we just picked up a settler. I'm trying not to rely on sort of stuff like that because that's very heavily RNG. So it looks like a chariot archer. Now the chariot archers are reasonably scary. They're not terrifying, but like they're a reasonable threat that you should not ignore. Keep moving our units up. We may as well stick a unit over here. We can probably absorb those 2 shots, especially since this unit has the +7 combat strength versus ranged attacks. Should be able to reasonably survive that. Okay, and you should be moving over to Dion. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this turn, and we're still working on our way over here. Now we've only settled 1 city, which is really unusual because usually you want to settle like a bunch of cities. But I just went straight for the kill, and now I'm using these cities over here to fuel my army. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please let me know if I've missed any explanations or I'm not talking enough about certain things. I still feel like I'm not explaining enough. I'm not talking about like the actual actions I'm doing enough. I'm kind of just showing. But I guess it's hard to really give in-depth analysis of this. Like, I'm moving these units here because this tile is available and there's a low threat. You know, there's not. Like, it can be hit by multiple things, but it's a low threat tile, so I'm moving it here. I think I fucked up a lot over here backwards. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember, if you want to see more episodes of me playing this game or any other game, that you can subscribe to my channel to get notified when new videos come out. If you want to directly support my channel, please leave a like on the video. It increases my rank on YouTube, increases my visibility, all that sort of good stuff. You know the drill. And if you want to give me feedback on what your thoughts are, is there anything you would like me to learn how to do? Do you want to learn how to do a religious victory? Do you want to learn how to do this? Or do you want to just see me try do a certain thing? You know, go ahead and leave a comment. Other than that, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.